Let me now welcome on board Dr. Habil Khorakiwala, the founder chairman at the Wockhardt Group. Lots of interesting developments to really talk about. But Dr. Khorakiwala, congratulations on the successful fundraise, firstly, via QIP. And some marquee investors have grabbed some share. Tell us, what are the plans to utilize these funds? And if you can help us with the breakup of the money you wish to use for the various purposes.
There are 3 or 4 uses of our. One obviously is to reduce the repair Indian debt of about 100 crores and odd over the next few months. The second is we reserve the money significantly to complete our clinical trials on 5222 and launch of 2 new molecules which we will be doing. That is nafithromycin in India and 5222 if once we get emergency approval sometime early next year. So that would be the mainly 2 areas required. The rest would be various corporate uses required.
Right. So over 100 crore rupees, you're going to be using debt or rather using the proceeds for debt reduction now. And if you can tell us what's the current borrowing number on your books and going ahead, what do you plan to reduce it to further?
Currently, we have only 110 crores on debt and that will be paid basically out of this. The other debt which you see in the books is debt coming from the family. And that will remain because even the interest and other thing getting approved. And there is no cash outflow on that. And we do not intend to use this money to repay family debt.
Sure. So that means more than 900 crore rupees that is actually from the family alone. So going ahead, would you look to reduce this component?
It's about 1,000 crores.
Sure. We also know that you've already had shareholders' approval to raise 1,600 crore rupees via the QIP. Now that 480 crores has been raised, any timeline to raise more money, considering you have approval for much more?
This QIP was an enabling resolution. And as and when the management in the company feels we need to raise money, and that is, we have done it. So if you ask me that is there any immediate plan, I would say there are no immediate plan to raise further equity through QIP.
Sure. I want to talk about the business as well. And one of your upcoming key drugs is nafithromycin. And everyone has big hopes from that in terms of getting the sales. Help us understand at what stage is this particular drug currently at, and what are the India launch plans?
See, nafithromycin, that is our brand name, is Vicnef 4873. We are submitting the application for approval, and we hope that in the next few months we will receive the approval. And definitely by end of the year we would be in the Indian market. We are using part of our organization and also building up a team to launch this product to specialists, mainly the chest specialists and ENT specialists.
Mr. Khorakiwala, how big is the size of the market here, and how much sales do you think the company can draw from it within Indian markets to start with at least, and any number crunching that you have done already in this direction?
I think it's a very good question. There is a very massive market in terms of number of usage, but one has to look at the potential of market in terms of the resistance which is developed. So when you go to a specialist like chest specialist or ENT doctors who primarily use for respiratory infection, and normally there is a global norm that once resistance is more than 30% of the existing drug, one should not try the older drugs, because if you go to a doctor and a specialist, they want every time you go, it must work. And that is what our nafithromycin guarantees that it will work. And we expect a very quick uptake and acceptance of our new molecule with the chest specialists and ENTs. Just to get you an idea, combined chest specialists and ENT together in the country is about 20,000. About 7,000 to 8,000 are chest specialists and about 15,000 to 16,000 is the ENT. So we expect a very quick acceptance because it works on 97% of cases. Existing treatment are inadequate, and many times, I must tell you, about 1/3 of the patient cannot be treated by oral antibiotics, and they go to the hospital and they are treated with injectable antibiotics. And that is where our specialists will move quickly to an oral treatment for two reasons. One, it's convenient, easy for patient 3-day treatment. Secondly, important, it is a cost effective because once you go to a hospital, take antibiotics, you are there a few days in hospital, the cost of therapy is very significant.
Right. Can you also update us what's the WCK 5222? What's the update here? Last we understand that phase 3 trials of this drug were happening, and do you think that it's expected to conclude anytime in 2024 itself, or some timeline which you can share with us?
We are good with the timeline. We have the clinical trial to be completed by next year, and we should be filing next year to US, Europe, and many markets, and hope to get approval, as I mentioned earlier, in 26. Additionally, we are undertaking another clinical trial to meropenem resistance cases in India, and we would be hope to get completion of that clinical trial before end of the year, and we should be in the market for hopefully an emergency use in India for 5222. So in fact, we will advance India launch by about 1.5 years because of this new development.
Dr. Khorakiwala, if you could also help us understand what exactly are you doing with your diabetes portfolio? What are the plans there?
See, our diabetic portfolio, currently we are there in India and emerging market. We have decided to focus in emerging market in India for portfolio on one hand. Second, we have positioning ourselves in a very competitive sense in terms of making in India, making it available. Also, not only on the cost part, but the whole range of product we will be introducing over 3, 4, 5 years. And we expect to multiply this business, which is roughly running around $60 million a year in India and emerging market, to be at least 4 or 5 times in next 4 years or so, 3, 4 years.
Mr. Khorakiwala, just one last word on your numbers. We see that last 8 quarters you've been posting a weak number on your bottom line. Going forward, given the confidence you have in this new drug and other discovery that you're working on and their potential, can we say that on the earnings front, worst is over and numbers will start trickling in going forward?
Yeah, I would think you should see improvement coming gradually, because initially when you launch a product, you have an expenses of new product launch, but next year, FY25 will be definitely much better than 24. But 25, 26, you would really see a huge upside in both our top line as well as bottom line.
Right, Dr. Khorakiwala, great to have you today on ET Now. Thank you so much for speaking with us, and congratulations on that successful QIP once again. Some marquee names, of course, have checked in over there, like we've been flagging off. And for the 2 consecutive trading sessions, the stock has seen a good 5% off an up move.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.